Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. So as you see, brand new look. Cut my hair all off. Much happier. Takes half the time to do it. So I'm a happy bunny here. What's been happening with you? Anyone else there have completely new hairstyles now? The hairdressers are now reopening. Here in Ireland, things are opening up for the COVID-19 and they're not too sure what they're going to be happening about pubs. They opened the pubs and some idiots in Dublin decided, sod it, we're going to do our own thing. We're not socially distancing, and with the pubs you have to have a meal that costs at least €9 before to be in the pub. So I think it's sucking up the alcohol basically is one of the reasons for it. I don't know, but that's the rule for opening the pub. So they weren't social distancing, they were spilling out in the streets, they weren't having food, and in some cases the landlords of the pub weren't in fact closing on time. So I think some people are going to be losing their licenses. As it is, there's still travel restrictions, though I have heard that there are some people that are just flying into the UK or into Great Britain and then getting the boat over here. So not too impressed with that. How true it is another thing. Actually heard the same thing in Canada. Americans coming up into Canada and they're saying, oh, we're going to Alaska. And they're not, they're just staying in national parks like Banff and stuff. So again, not good. There'd love to be some kind of proof if people are going to Alaska and then following it up. Anyway, we've all been pretty good here in Offaly. We were 2 weeks without, I have to stop saying every minute. We were 2 weeks with no new cases. I think we have 4 new cases and they're trying to find out where those cases came from. But all in all, we're pretty much COVID free. We've had no deaths for a long time, thank goodness. So all in all, we've been wearing our masks, we've been socially distancing. Very proud of everyone in Ireland. And I have to say, no matter what you thought of Leo Varadkar's politics, some people aren't so thrilled that he is a gay man. I don't care one way or the other what you go by, but he did us proud through this whole COVID-19. We have a new Taoiseach, Micheál Martin, and we finally have a new government. It's built up with Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil, and the Green Party tagged on for good luck. So they have enough numbers, and in 2 years Leo is back as our Taoiseach. The strange thing is Sinn Féin had the overall numbers. I don't know how it really works, but anyway, Micheál Martin is our new Taoiseach for the next 2 years. So that's the government here in Ireland at the moment. And so how are you getting on with your COVID-19? Have you been to the hairdressers? There was a bit of hoo-ha with, hoo-ha is a great Irish word, I beg your pardon, with Micheál Martin. No, it wasn't Micheál Martin, it was Peter Mark. Oh boy, could you get different from that? Peter Mark charging €60 to fix your hair after doing box colours, or you have had a lot of hair regrowth. Some people don't mind the charge. They're just saying it's the price of the charge. So they're realizing you have to be charged if you did a box color and then messed up your hair completely. And they don't mind being charged extra. It's the amount you're being charged. They think €60 is too much. And I think, if you did do a box color and you totally cocked your hair up completely, yeah, you're going to have to pay extra to get that fixed. But I think €60 is a little bit too much. But that's me personally. You will have to pay something to get it fixed. And that goes without saying. You can't expect something for nothing. But I have to agree. I think personally, €60 is too much. You're not going to get it for nothing. What's come as not hairdressers. Oh, my brain is not working today. I need another coffee. Pubs opened with the caveat that you had to have at least a €9 meal with it. So people come in, order the meal, don't eat the meal, just drink the drink. Pubs in Dublin went a bit mad last weekend, and a couple of pubs in Dublin, let me specify, in Dublin, they were spilling out, specifically Dame Street, I believe, spilling out into the streets. Sorry, I'm looking at the birds outside. Spilling out into the streets. What else were they doing? Not closing on time. So a couple of people are demanding they lose their alcohol license, their pub license for it. So it's going to be interesting to watch where that's going. So there are the two things with the COVID-19. I'm trying to think what else is going on. Oh, some of you have seen my partial tattoo. It goes from here, and some of you can see it finishes down there. Let me see if I can pull up my sleeve. So let me stand up a bit. So as you see, I have a partial tattoo. This was the original one of a ladybird on the leaf. I got that. Oh, I think I may have got that about 20 years ago. So it's the phoenix, goes around the back, and it goes down the front of my arms. Now, it started in Canada, in Saskatchewan. I won't mention the tattoo parlor because I'm not impressed. I spent, I think, about $1,800 on it so far, and every time I went in, the tattooists had increased their prices because I wasn't doing it all in one go, and I was doing it when I could afford it. Now, I love the outline, and I said I just don't want fire coming out of the bottom, so I didn't want them coming out of fire. I wanted it in red, I wanted it in gold, I wanted it in yellow, the traditional phoenix colours. And I don't watch when it's been coloured in. I don't like to watch it. I just look away, get on with my own business. I actually fell asleep at one stage getting it done, apart from the shoulder and the outline here on one of the leaves, because it's really bloody painful. But she went for the Chinese look. Fair enough. I stopped at that stage. I couldn't afford it anymore, and I reckon I'd paid enough. So I did meet one guy in Walmart who said, I'll pay $200 if I let you finish it. I'm like, no, don't know you. You're just walking the street. And to be honest, he looked like a bit of a junkie, so he wasn't going near my arm. So the local tattooist, Mr. Tickles, I think it was him, said he'll finish it off for €480. Brilliant. I don't have €480. So I have to start saving. I don't know how long that'll take, but I'm so excited to think that this might actually be a finished tattoo. It's something I've wanted for a long time. I love phoenixes. I've always loved phoenixes. To me, it's rising from the ashes, and I've picked myself up an awful lot of times. So that to me, I'm so excited. So I have to magically find €480 and €500. So I am so thrilled. It's not an awful lot of money to a lot of people, but to me, it's a lot of money. My husband John went back to work. His company gave him the heads up on Monday week ago and said, yeah, we're reopening, and come back to work. So this is the week 2 he's been back to work. So it's very strange not having him here around. We're so used to having him around, so not having him around is a bit odd. And he drives into work every morning. So he leaves about 5:15 in the morning and he gets back at about 5:30 in the evening. So we're just trying to find our new normal. So it's all adjusting and readjusting. I sometimes struggle with not having a lot of close friends around. I know people, but not like my friends I knew in Canada. 3 or 4 very close friends. Tiffany, Rosa, Petra, and Bobby Lee were my 4 closest friends out there. So I miss them, that they just turn up with the Timmies and go, here you go, I got you a coffee. How's your day going? And we'd all call in to each other. How are you doing? What's happening? So I don't have that kind of friendship here, which I personally find very tough. The thing I find very strange is people, if they don't hear from you here, presume you're okay. They don't just send texts and going, hey, how you doing? What's happening? The people I do know are in Dublin. People just don't really text here. I'm talking about in the town I live in there the moment, not people up in Dublin, because I do have good friends up in Dublin. And that's completely different. I'll talk to them on the phone and stuff, but it's people who are here and now that I find, like I had in Saskatchewan, that I find tough. I'm only here a year and a half, but it's still tough. What else are we doing? My son is having his ASD assessment on Saturday. Autistic spectrum disorder, that's what that one is. So excited about that. That's moving forward with him. Because he's not very bad on having problems. He's kind of been pushed from pillar to post, though he does have his problems. and we do know he needs help and things upset him very easily. And he's old enough that he just has his problems. So if he's one-on-one, he can manage, but the school knows he needs help. We know he needs help. So I'm really hoping this will help him. Sorry, I can see my glasses are reflecting back in here, but deal with it. My daughter we're going to order in her new glasses, so that'll be fun. So we have a few things happening this week. And I can't think what else to catch you up with our life. We got a coffee machine. It's great fun, but you have to keep watching it, otherwise it spills over. My husband missed it the other day. It was like Niagara Falls in the coffee machine. It was so funny. He was so pissed, and I just couldn't stop laughing at him because he usually gets everything right. So that was a bit of fun. Gandalf can't decide if he wants to be in or out. Our cat, we had the best fun the other day. He's not the smartest cookie in the barrel, God help him. We have a side passageway down the edge of the house, but he'll sit in the back door and wait to be let in, and then he'll walk through the house and sit at the front door to be let out the front. But he'll sit at the back door for half an hour and wait until he'll be let in. No sense. He also checks the weather if it's different from the back door to the front door. But we love him dearly. Place we got him, Anabatic Lodge, is doing an auction at the moment, so we'll be watching that to raise money. They take in all cats and dogs. They are a charity and a registered charity. Doesn't matter where you're from. Our own cat Gandalf, he's grey, that's why he's Gandalf the Grey. His mother was feral, and they were feral kittens when they got him in, and they hand-reared him. So a lot of the main charities, SPCAs, don't take in feral ones. They will usually just put them to sleep, that I've heard. So they do this, and they will try to save every single cat that they can catch. So that's running at the moment, so I'm madly posting it. Oh, when I think about it, don't forget to like and subscribe this page. Hit the bell button. Do what you need to do. Comment away. I'm just chatting with my life. Dog thefts. There are dog thefts going on in Ireland. Because of lockdown, people are wanting dogs. And people are stealing flipping dogs out of houses. Now, we are not talking big ones. We're not talking Pyrenees mountain dogs. We are not talking full-grown labs. We're talking the little ones. My friend's dog down in Mount Mellick in Limerick, her little dog has gone missing. I'm hoping it's just missing and not one of the stolen ones. Meanwhile, my friend in Dublin, a beggar came to the door, and she has a disability, so she's not very steady on her feet, and the person tried to snatch the dog from underneath her legs, nearly knocked her for 6. Luckily she can scream bigger than a banshee and scared the shit out of this person, who went running, and a neighbour took the number from of the car running. There was a car running outside, the engine running, obviously not running because that would be bizarre. The engine was running, and a neighbour took the reg of it. So there is a lot of this going in every part of it. It's not good. This little dog of my friends used to sit in the window and watch the world go by. I beg your pardon. So be careful of your dogs. The police over here at the Garda have released an announcement saying, watch your dog, just don't let it out the back unless your garden. We have a completely sealed garden. There's a wall at the back, and there's the back garden of the house opposite us can't be accessed. So if we had a dog, which we don't, our garden would actually be safe. But a lot of people don't have that, or they'd let them out the front, or they let them out for a walk and for a wander around. They come back on their own. It's a different thing here to Ireland as other countries. Our cats are let out to go for a wander. They come back in their own time, and that's just the way Ireland works. But be so careful. Don't let your dogs out unless you are watching them, or literally don't let them out unless they're on a lead. You're just going to have to stick with this until the people find what they're doing. I think they're being taken up to the north, and then I think they're being taken over to the UK, and they're gone. They're being sold on the sort of buy and sell pages over in the States and Canada. It's Craigslist or Kijiji. They're gone. Luckily, people I know have their dogs microchipped. You can't take that microchip out as far as I know. So microchip your dog. And that's the scary thing that's happening here. So remember, no matter who you are or what you're doing, I think you're wonderful. And hopefully I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.